Tonight on Windows Gear. Wait, is that what we're really going with? I get burned, break some stuff, and am surprised when something actually works. What was that? Well, anyways, hey all, Snoopie here, and today... wow, that sounded convenient. I mean weird. I'm gonna go walk towards it. Huh. It seems the sound has been coming from this box. Man, I sure do wish I could read. Why are there so many? Oh no. But that's fine. This will probably be more interesting anyway. Let's put this back. Take rid of this. So, here we have a Raspberry Pi 1B+, a Raspberry Pi 3B+, a Raspberry Pi 2B+? Yeah, a Raspberry Pi 2B+, a Raspberry Pi 1B, and a Raspberry Pi 1B. So what am I gonna do with these? Wait, I got just the thing! So hey all, Snoopie here, and today we're gonna make a Minecraft server joinable from just about any modern Minecraft version with just 2 Raspberry Pis. Now how exactly we're gonna do that, I'll explain later, but first we've got to get Java installed on both of these. I'm going to use the Raspberry Pi 1Bs just because I want to make this a little bit more difficult. And I'm just curious, because the server software we're going to be using is actually not that heavy. So I'm actually pretty certain it'll be able to run on this passably. But just in case, I'm going to use this SD card adapter, which has a micro SD card, just in case I do actually have to resort to using the 3. So yeah, let's get started. Now, since we're using command line Linux, again, this is actually quite easy. We don't even need that much stuff to get it, working. All we gotta do is use the keyboard, power, and video. Through this thing. Now that that's going, I'm gonna plug this into here to then begin pumping the Raspberry Pi full of juice, power. And there's the lovely rainbow logo. How nice. I think I've seen something on the internet like this once. And now just gotta log in. Because this is Raspbian Lite, everything is already ready to go. Wow, that's slow. Apt install Opengdk -8-JRE. I'm starting to lose hope for this. I bet most of this is probably just network speed, but it's been like 10 minutes. Just to apt install something. Okay. 10 minutes isn't that long, but... Oh look! Lovely errors! More networking problems. I wonder if Java -- version, assuming it worked at all. Java - version? Java? Oh no. And there we go. Old reliable strikes again. So, let's see if the internet connection works a little bit better this time. Oh, okay then. Alright, sudo apt update. Okie dokie then. And just because I'm curious, we can run free-m. Okay, so there's 348 available megabytes, so we're pretty good in that case, I guess. So let's try installing Opengdk 8 again. Oh, okay, here we go. Well, that was better. I guess the old IP address was just down, which is weird. I would have figured it would use the DNS, but whatever. I don't know Linux, okay? And now it's got to install all of this. And I've got to do this again, because I'm pretty sure I'm also going to need Maven. Well, that took absolutely years. But now, we should be able to run Java -- version. And, okay, it's actually dash version? And yeah, okay, so Java is now installed. So next what we need to do is, before we can even bother, we gotta install Maven. Oh my. Alright. See you guys in 20 years. To be fair, that didn't even really take that long. So now we can do MVN. Okay. What did I do? Reboot? Halt? I guess I'm unplugging it. I gotta wait for the boot process again. So now, just gotta do this again. Oh, are you waiting for input? Oh, okay. Well, that's better than command not found. Okay, so this shouldn't take that long, right? Going at 0.5 MB a second. Slow. Oh, okay, so it's not as bad as installing Java. That was a long time. A very long time. And now that we have get installed, now that I'm in DMV, I can clone Dirt multiversion. So now that we have a pom.xml, we do mvn clean package. And now this is probably going to take a millennia, assuming it doesn't run out of RAM first. It will probably run out of RAM. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, sudo apt install Opengdk -8-jdk. So, yeah, I can't compile using a JRE. Oh, well, luckily it doesn't need that much more stuff. So, there we go. That apparently worked. So, yeah, it took 12 minutes. So, I might have been exaggerating a little bit. And here we have Dirt Multiversion 1.0 snapshot.jar. /env/env.jar. Well, that worked. So, cd .. So now we have... Oh wait, cd again. And there we have dmv.jar. So just to make sure this works, I'm going to chmod +x dmv.jar to make it executable. Now ls should be green. Yes. Okay, so java-jar dmv.jar. And now couldn't find server icon.png, so that means... Wow, that is so slow. Oh, well, okay, maybe it'll be less slow now. So now I'm going to Control-C, and we can leave this, and then set up the server on this one. So before we go through all the effort in installing Opengdk and Maven all over again, I had a thought. Well, instead of doing that, and having to re-download everything, instead, why don't we just take this SD card and clone it onto this one? So that's why I have the ThinkPad here, so I should supposedly not even have to have a preliminary image step. I can just transfer directly to it. At least that's the theory anyway. Now, dd if, so if is the source, which in this case we want to be dev mmcblk0, and then of output equals /dev/sde, and now status equals progress. At least I think. It needs to be run as root. And there we go. It is now copying, which this will take a little while. It now has all of its proper formatting. So, at least supposedly, now I should just be able to take this and this and put, so we need this one because it's a server, put it in there. Now let's see, does it actually, oh my goodness, that actually works. Oh wow. Alright. Nice! So instead of compiling Project Poseidon, which is a service software we're going to be using, just because it's a little bit newer, and I had it handy, instead of compiling it on the Raspberry Pi itself, I got a copy pre-built. So if you wanted to build it yourself, it would just be the same thing, because it's also Maven. And there we go. Now we should just be able to cd/USB ls. And there we have project p.jar. So now I can mv home. We're gonna make so home/pp.jar. I mean, they named it that, so here we go. And somehow it is still actually marked as executable, which is a little bit surprising. So now I'm going to mkdir server, just to keep everything in place. I'm going to mv again, p into :/server /pp. Gotta go over here and change that. And now I can cd into server ls pp.jar. So now I can do java-jar pp.jar. Got all kinds of lights blinking on the Raspberry Pi. This is going to be interesting. Oh no, it needs to generate the spawn area. This is going to take so long. Or maybe not. I'll be right back. Oh dear, I was worried about that. I think we might have run out of RAM. So much so I don't even... So, I'm going to type this out without even knowing what I'm typing. Okay, it's working so far. It didn't get fully through generating the nether, though. So, because it's already generated, it shouldn't have to do it all over again. Or I might be wrong. Is it going any faster? I don't know. Oh no. Yeah, we just ran out of RAM. Well, luckily, I think the Pi 2 has more. Or doesn't. You know, let's just go for the 3. Yeah, go big or go home, right? Let's just use this one. So now you might have noticed, I'm kind of expected this to happen. Mostly because I have run a server on beta 1.7.3 before, and I know that it uses kind of a bit of RAM. It's not exactly as CPU intensive as newer versions, but newer versions also are a lot more optimized in other ways. So you're not using as much RAM, but you're using more CPU because it's just a heavier game. So the reason I'm jumping all the way to the 3 is because I believe this one has like 1 or 2 gigabytes of RAM, while I don't think they increased it from 512 until the 3. So, just a hunch. Which, because it's the same Raspbian Lite image for all Raspberry Pis pretty much, I'm gonna guess this is gonna work just fine. And already that is so much faster. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. These are what, 4 years apart? And ARM had gone so much further in between 2011 and like 2015 when this thing came out. So yeah, I guess it makes sense why it would be faster. I can see why this thing needs a heat sink. It's already hot. And wow, it actually worked. And there we go. I somehow managed to get Wi-Fi to work. 192.168.2.13.135. Oh wow. Yep. It's working alright. Yeah, that's not good. So render distance is currently 4. But that doesn't appear to... Oh, hey, here we go. Okay, that's not... Okay, it is terrible, but it's not that terrible. I honestly expected this to be better. Now, you might be looking at this and wondering, well, okay, that's great. You've got a Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 server running. But that's such an old version. You know, what's the point of running this? And, well, this is where DMV comes in. Now, running both of these honestly could be done on the same Raspberry Pi, especially because we're using a 3. But I figured it would be more interesting, and because I originally anticipated that we would use a 1, that... Oh dear. You do it this way? Yeah, let's just give it a shot. Might as well try. So, I have an idea for how to make this work. So, this is going to be our DMV proxy, and this is going to be our server, as we've already had it set up. But, of course, the problem is, since I'm using this on Wi-Fi, and we've established that, while yes, ad hoc from the capture PC does work well for providing internet, doesn't work for networking. So, what I'm gonna do is actually hook this up, and then configure DMV, and then go stuff it somewhere where it'll never see the light of day again, but it'll run the proxy software just fine. So, yeah, just gotta... do that. This is so hot. Since this is connecting over Wi-Fi and how our DHCP server is configured, we know that this will keep its IP address of 192.168.135. Now, if you're following along at home, which heaven forbid, you might not want to do that, or just sort of set up a DMV proxy like this, or really any other proxy, and sort of assume your IP address will never change. Because it might. So just, you know, be prepared to save it. Now, interestingly, figured out that we can actually overclock the Raspberry Pi. Now, I know this might not be the greatest thing for thermal stuff, but so we're gonna need this power, right? So gonna need this to run DMV. So best overclock it the most we can. It'll probably be fine. Might run a little bit hotter, but hey. So now that I've given this Pi the best chance it can at running DMV well, since I did just kind of overclock it as far as it goes, so it better work a little bit better. There is nothing in here. Did I misspell it? Yeah, I did. So, server version is beta 1.7.3. Bind address is localhost. Bind port 25565. Remote address will be 192.168.2.135. We're also going to enable VIA version support so we can use more versions, or more accurately, versions that are higher than version 1.7. Because part of it's handled by DMV and the other part is handled by VIA version. So now that that's done, we can run it again to make sure our options are correct. And there we go. That error is to be expected because of the fact there is no IP address. So now we can sudo halt, and I'm going to go put this somewhere, and then start up the other server, and hopefully we'll have something that at least kind of works. What do the kids say these days? Poogers! And now that that crime against humanity is set up, all we gotta do is now set up the server. So, yeah. So my IP address is 192.168.2.135. So just as I suspected, it didn't change. Which is good. Because we don't want it to do that. I'm going to commit a felony. And, oh my god, that finally works. So, now, let's try and join it. So, okay, let's try. So instead of 135, it is now 72. Okay. Just keep her back over. So, okay, I just did the config, so it's now listening on 192.168.2.172 instead of localhost, because I find that causes issues sometimes, and it did. Because I don't know why, but I'm not a networking person. Thank you for your contribution. But what I do know is that this is working. Like, okay, so we're connected at 192.168.2.172 through DMV. Which, right now, there is no benefit to using DMV because we're using beta 1.7.3. But, if we switch over here to... Wait, this is beta 1.7.3 Fabric. I thought that was 1.16. Stop. So as we can see here, this is a copy of Minecraft 1.16.5. And, okay, wait. And we can actually, supposedly, probably, quite possibly, there's a stack trace printed over there. I'm gonna go have a look. Oh, okay, wait, stack trace doesn't matter. Stack trace doesn't matter. See, look, see? I mean, yeah, both the DMV server and the Minecraft server are lagging, but this is what I was talking about. Look, you see, look, I'm not messing around, see? It is 1.16 on. Eventually that'll make it through. Well, I mean, you can see it right there. Okay, so it's fair to say that this works, but this... what? Also, not to mention, gaming with a track point. This is something. This is definitely something, alright. Also, why does this run so well on this ThinkPad? This is vanilla. I haven't actually done anything with this. Alright. Well, cool. Aha. Now, just because in this video I set up my own server, that doesn't mean you are stuck to your own servers when you're using this. For instance, here's a server called... you can read it, but... how do you want me to pronounce this? But, okay, that doesn't matter. But this is actually a, see if I can run /version on this. Oh, I did that, though. The DMV server is definitely lagging, which isn't surprising, to be honest. Even though we did overclock the heck out of it. I've never been on this server before, it's nice. Looks even nicer in 1.16. Not a fan of the textures, though. Really, I'm not. Actually, I can fix that. That's better. Spiraling. Now, after watching this, you might be wondering, did you make it out with your sanity? And the answer is no. But the other thing you might be wondering is how and why does this work? And as it turns out, it's actually quite easy. Let me show you. Okay, so, in a normal Minecraft server connection, there are two entities, the client and the server. Whenever you perform an action on the client, a packet is sent to the server, and likewise if an action takes place on the server, a packet is sent to the client. All of this is done according to a certain set of rules or protocols so both the client and the server can communicate. This is how Minecraft and most other online games work. However, what if you want to connect to a server much older than the client that uses a different protocol version? This is where DMV comes in, and translates one protocol to another so the server thinks you're connecting with an older client by translating the packets so the server understands. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Gotcha! Nice. Can I have my victory meat? Nice.